So recently I did a video about the India and Sade beef and how India tried to paint Sade as a stalker since 2017. Well, things just got even messier because yesterday, Sade dropped a bombshell, a live stream clip from 2018 showing India talking wild about her. In the video, India was going on about how she was going to decorate her suite and basically made it clear that she'd talk about Sade as long as she wanted to. That clip proves two major things. India wasn't just a victim of some stalker, she was actively engaging in this beef herself. She had no plans on letting go, despite the narrative that she's been pushing online. So this changes everything because it shows India has been involved in the back and forth with Sade for years. It's not just about being targeted, it's about her playing a role in keeping this feud alive. Take a listen.
It's not business. You're not comfortable in your skin, you just lied. Yes, I'm still talking about it. I'm updating. If you don't want to hear about it, get off the live. Asking y'all what color she should paint, saying she was gonna hang a TV. Yes, we're gonna still talk about it. People to speak up. I think she gave up her house, honestly, for this rent here. But ain't nobody today.
So then I'm cruising on TikTok, and lo and behold, the client who went to Sade after having a poor experience with India recently is now speaking out, and she's clearly frustrated. Why? Because India has been pushing this narrative that she lied, and even worse, she's been engaging with people in her comments who are dragging the client negatively. According to the client, all of this comes shortly after she requested that both India and Sade remove her face and the likeness from their pages regarding the hair services, which honestly makes sense because she's probably just trying to let the confusion die down and move forward. But here's the kicker. India has refused to respect her wishes, allegedly. Instead of protecting her quote-unquote brand like she claims, she's fueling the situation by keeping the client's image tied up in the drama and doubling down on this narrative. Take a listen.
It's just wrong. I allowed you to put your hands in my hair, to put your hands in my crown. I allowed you to keep the deposit. I even tipped you, and I even left a nice little comment on the first video that you posted. I have since removed that comment from that video, and I have asked India numerous times to remove my image and likeness from her page. Because at this point, it is exploitation. You agreeing to your negative followers and commenting negatively about me, a client who had allowed you to put her hands in their hair, it is wrong. It's like you're using people for negative views. You cannot continue to do that. There's also another video on her page about this young lady that supposedly had an agreement with her to be a model, and then once the lady got there, she didn't want to do the lady hair anymore, and she made a video making the lady look like she's a thief. The lady got in her comment and tried to clear her name, and India turned off the comment so nobody could see that this lady is trying to defend herself. And then when people try to defend themselves, she tries to shut them up. Like, no, it's wrong. I don't understand how you could continuously try to do stuff like this. This is the first time that I'm ever getting in an interaction like this with someone, but apparently it is not new for her. This is who she is, and it is wrong, and she needs to be exposed. You cannot have a client sit in your chair and then you want to use the client, speak negatively about her, and then put it on the internet, and then expect them to be okay with that. That is not okay.
Now here's where things really hit. The situation that this client is referring to is the very one that India turned into a viral moment. She hit 2.3 million views off of exploiting this client's experience. Hundreds of people chimed in, weighing in on who was right and who was wrong. And honestly, the client makes a great point here, because when you step back and look at the bigger picture, it really does appear that India has a habit of recording multiple, if not all, of her client interactions. And why? So that if something goes left, she already has the footage ready to exploit for clout, money, and views. And that's not protecting your brand. That's weaponizing your clients for content. And honestly, that's sad and terrible at the same time. At the end of the day, these are real people and not storylines for engagement. Take a listen.
The visuals to yesterday's POV, and as y'all see at 10:46, my client has seen me already here waiting in and out my door and yet didn't say anything. Now, this is what had my spirit uneasy, because y'all know everybody at my shampoo bowl falls asleep. This woman cannot get comfortable. I was just like, okay, something's wrong here. But anyways, I kept going. And as y'all see, here I am, I'm walking in and I realized, like, wait, why is your mask off? And why are you with your feet up? Like, what's going on? So I start her hair and I'm doing her foundation. And this is when God is speaking to me. But sometimes I still battle with if it's my thoughts or if it's the Lord. So even though I know that God talks to me, sometimes I still have a hard time deciphering the two. So I'm doing her hair, I'm braiding her up. And then I realize at this moment, I'm like, okay, am I tripping or am I tripping? And as y'all see, I already parted off her hair. I knew exactly what I needed to braid. So at this moment, when God is speaking to me and he's telling me to stop in my head and me not realizing if it's my voice or not, I'm trying to play it off. And what I'm doing is like checking her hair. And it's like, it's no need for me to do that because the hair is parted. All I have to do is braid the hair. Like there was no need for me to check it. But this is me like, wait a minute, am I hearing what I'm hearing? And then here I go. I do it again. Like, y'all, I never do this, but I'm hearing the voice, but I'm like, maybe I'm tripping. And then it was this final third that was just very loud to me that just said stop. And I just let go and I stopped. And even though I did not know why I stopped, as y'all see, I went back to those bundles because we had already had a long conversation about the texture of her bundles being way off from her hair. Now, come to find out today, she thought she was supposed to be getting a free install because she supposedly thought she was a model of mine. I don't know where she got that from, but she wanted me to bring up the post. In that post, I said I would supply the hair, the install would be free, and to come makeup ready. She wasn't makeup ready. She provided her own hair and she had paid a deposit. So I didn't understand it. But I thank God I had the Holy Spirit and I listened.
When you put all of this together, it really doesn't paint India in the best light. Instead of coming off as a professional protecting her brand, she comes across as messy, manipulative, and willing to exploit clients or old beefs for views. By pushing a narrative that Sade has been stalking her when there's proof that she herself fueled the beef for years, and by dismissing the paying client's request to have her likeness removed after already potentially going viral off the situation, India looks less like a businesswoman and more like someone chasing clout at any cost. If she truly wants to protect her brand, like she claimed God told her to do, the real move would be to publicly apologize to both Sade and this client. Take accountability, admit where she was wrong, and set an example of growth instead of doubling down. Because right now, it looks less like protecting the brand and more about protecting the narrative. Respectfully.